Hello Moto GP enthusiasts. Welcome back to ZNGP Today. Ducati accepts that Aprilia currently holds the benchmark but insists the championship remains open. After 3 rounds, the Borgo Panigale Marc is behind on development gains, hampered by rider fitness issues and a run of bad luck, yet team management stresses there is time and a clear plan to respond. Marc Márquez offered a measured post-race appraisal after Austin. He acknowledged mistakes and physical limits, defended the GP26's baseline competitiveness, and warned that rivals, notably Aprilia, have simply improved more. His verdict blends personal accountability with a clear call for Ducati to find incremental gains. Melandri suggested that Marc Márquez's extraordinary 2025 title run may have taken a heavy toll, and that a second consecutive championship could prompt the 7-time champion to walk away. Melandri framed the idea as plausible given the physical and mental costs Marquez has paid, while acknowledging the Spaniard remains a top contender despite a difficult start to 2026. A high-profile gathering at Valentino Rossi's VR46 ranch brought together Moto GP points leader Marco Bezzecchi, F1 frontrunner Kimi Antonelli and Rossi himself during the unexpected mid-season pause. What began as a friendly meetup quickly became a focused training session, a mentorship exchange and a symbolic moment for Italian motorsport. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Ducati's own analysis points to a measurable gap. Aprilia has gained roughly 0.7–0.8s on circuits compared with last year, while Ducati's improvements sit around 0.1–0.2s. That difference has translated into race results and a commanding early lead in the championships, forcing Ducati into a reactive posture. Aprilia has improved significantly. We've improved by 0.1–0.2s, so clearly Aprilia's growth is impressive. When rivals make a concentrated development step, even small dents quickly reshape the pecking order. Ducati's slow start is not explained by a single cause. Mechanical failures, a tire blowout in Thailand, sprint incidents, and the physical condition of key riders have all contributed to lost points. The GP26 tire management sensitivity has been exposed over full race distances, even if short burst speed remains competitive. Championships are decided by a combination of machine performance, reliability, and operational consistency. Marc Márquez's incomplete recovery from his Indonesia injuries is a central concern. While he has shown flashes of race-leading pace, a mid-race sequence in Austin where he closed on the leaders was highlighted by Tardozzi. His inability to sustain that form across entire Grands Prix has cost Ducati valuable points. Managing his rehabilitation and race program is therefore a strategic priority. Marc isn't 100% fit. When he's in good form, he's capable of riding like a number 1 rider for a portion of the race. Rider health can be as decisive as any technical upgrade in a tightly contested season. After 3 rounds, Ducati sits behind Aprilia and is fending off KTM for second in the standings. The factory is prioritizing engineering responses, with hopes of bringing meaningful updates by race, while also tightening operational management to avoid avoidable point losses. Tardozzi emphasized patience but urged urgency from the engineering group. A 2-track response, immediate setup fixes plus a medium-term development push, is the usual remedy when rivals surge. Ducati's message is pragmatic. The season is long, and the deficit is recoverable if the team accelerates development and better protects its riders from compounding setbacks. With 19 races remaining, Borgo Panigale believes targeted upgrades, improved tire management and careful rider support can close the gap. The European rounds, beginning with Jerez, will be the first real test of whether Ducati's countermeasures work. There are still 19 races left. Nothing is lost. Early season swings can reverse quickly if a factory couples clear diagnostics with decisive upgrades. Ducati's candid assessment frames Austin and the opening rounds as a wake-up call rather than a crisis. Aprilia's rise is real and measurable, but Ducati retains resources, talent, and development bandwidth to respond. The coming European races will reveal whether Borgo Panigale can translate engineering urgency and rider management into regained momentum, or whether the championship narrative will continue to favor a more plural, unpredictable era. Marquez framed Austin as a weekend where a single Saturday error cascaded into further problems: a crash in the sprint, a race penalty, and compromised grid position. He accepted responsibility for the mistake but stressed its outsized impact on Sunday's result. "We paid a heavy price for Saturday's mistake. Starting in the middle of the pack is good for the show, but not for me." Small errors in qualifying or sprints can multiply into large championship costs when recovery is made harder by penalties and traffic. A recurring theme was Marquez's difficulty with the opening laps on new tires. He said he loses time early because he doesn't feel comfortable on the bike when the rubber is fresh, a problem that undermines his ability to fight for podiums from the outset. "I lose a lot of time in the first few laps. When the tire is new, I'm not ready to ride the bike." Race starts and the first stint are decisive. If a rider cannot extract pace on new rubber, race strategy and overtaking become far harder. Marquez rejected the notion that Ducati has regressed. Instead, he argued the field has moved forward. "We're not worse off than last year, but the others are better." He singled out Bezzecchi and Martin as riders who are extracting more from their packages, linking rider confidence and bike feeling to performance gains. Relative development matters. Maintaining last year's baseline can feel like falling behind when rivals make concentrated improvements. Despite external factors, Marquez emphasized his own role in the recovery. He believes he can give more and is working to regain the form that produced last year's results. He remained calm and focused, framing the season as a process rather than a crisis. "I think I can give more of myself. I'm calm. This is Moto GP racing and you can't be the best every year." A top rider's acceptance of responsibility can stabilize a team and focus development on actionable areas. With Jerez approaching after the break, Marquez and Ducati have a short window to address early race feeling and incremental setup issues. The plan is twofold: refine the bike's behavior on new tires and continue Marquez's physical and confidence recovery so he can exploit the desmosedici over full race distance. European rounds will be a clearer barometer of whether Ducati's package or rivals' development defines the season. Marquez's post-Austin comments are pragmatic. The GP26 remains competitive in absolute terms, but rivals have improved and small margins are decisive. The remedy will be incremental: better starts, setup work for new tire performance, and continued physical recovery. If Ducati and Marquez address those areas, the mid-season picture can change. If not, the early advantage enjoyed by others may harden into a season-long challenge. Melandri argued that Marquez's 2025 campaign demanded more than physical resilience. It required exceptional mental effort. Winning the title after a serious arm injury, Melandri said, took its toll, suggesting the cumulative strain might influence Marquez's future choices if he repeats defeat. "More than the injury, I think the mental effort required to win the title back has taken its toll. Championship victories can be career-defining but also career-concluding when the cost of another push outweighs the desire to continue." Melandri did not frame retirement as a certainty, but as a credible outcome should Marquez secure another world title. The former race winner said he wouldn't be surprised if Marquez chose to stop after adding to his tally, underlining how personal priorities can shift after reaching historic milestones. If Marquez were to win the title, he might even decide to retire at the end of the season. For elite athletes, achieving a long-sought goal often triggers reassessment of future ambitions and life beyond competition. Despite the speculation, Melandri acknowledged Marquez remains a leading figure in the title race. He described the rider as the most well-rounded, even if less explosive than the previous year, and kept him among the favorites. particularly if rivals like Bezzecchi fail to manage their seasons perfectly. Experience and racercraft keep top riders competitive even when physical peak is compromised. The backdrop to Melandri's comments includes Marquez's ongoing recovery from a shoulder injury, a mixed start to 2026, and a contract situation that has been delayed by broader commercial negotiations. All these factors feed into the narrative that the season could be decisive both on track and for Marquez's career plans. Contract timing and physical recovery often shape public speculation about a rider's long-term intentions. If Marquez were to win and then retire, the championship landscape would shift dramatically, opening space for riders like Bezzecchi, Martin and Acosta to stake long-term claims. Melandri's view highlights how individual career decisions can ripple across team strategies and rider markets. High-profile retirements reshape development priorities and rider recruitment across the paddock. Melandri's comments add a human dimension to the sporting story. Beyond lap times and upgrades, Moto GP is shaped by the limits and choices of its stars. Marquez remains a favorite on paper, but the physical and mental cost of recent triumphs makes his future less predictable. Whether he chases another title or chooses to stop at the summit, the decision will be one of the season's most consequential storylines. The ranch provided an informal but intense environment for on-track work and physical preparation. Sessions combined short, sharp motorcycle laps with targeted fitness drills and telemetry review. For Antonelli, riding a motorcycle in a controlled setting offered a fresh perspective on balance, braking and line choice. For Bezzecchi, the chance to compare notes with an F1 driver and a 9-time world champion reinforced mental and physical approaches to race weekends. Rossi's presence turned the day into a hands-on clinic. He offered technical tips, demonstrated body positioning and shared insights on race rhythm that only a rider of his experience can provide. The ranch is less about spectacle and more about concentrated, practical learning that riders and drivers can immediately apply. Rossi's role as host was also that of mentor. The VR46 Academy has long been a development pipeline, and the ranch functions as its living room, a place where younger talents absorb habits, routines and the less visible aspects of elite preparation. For Antonelli and Bezzecchi, the visit reinforced the value of cross-generation dialogue, veteran perspective on career management, rookie hunger for marginal gains, and the psychological tools needed to handle pressure. Rossi's dual identity, still racing in GT competition while running an academy, gives him credibility as both teacher and peer. Bringing F1 and MotoGP figures together creates opportunities for cross-pollination. F1's emphasis on data analysis, simulator work and aerodynamic thinking complements MotoGP's focus on tactile feedback, tire feel and rider-machine interaction. Conversations at the ranch touched on neck and core conditioning, reaction training, and how to translate telemetry into actionable setup changes. Even small borrowings, a conditioning drill, a visualization technique, a telemetry routine, can produce measurable gains when adapted correctly. Beyond training, the meeting had clear promotional value. Images and clips from the ranch feed social channels, boost sponsor visibility and reinforce the VR46 brand. The optics of Italy's top talents training together also feed a national narrative. Italy currently supplies leading figures in both premier motorsport categories. That story attracts attention from media, sponsors and young talent considering academy pathways. The Rossi Ranch gathering was a strategic pause that combined preparation, mentorship and national celebration. As both championships resume, the practical lessons and morale boost from shared training may subtly influence performance. More importantly, the visit reinforced a simple truth: elite performance is built in quiet, focused moments away from the spotlight as much as in race day heroics. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!